I found myself in a very unhealthy business partner relationship.
Oh.
And my business partner overnight wiped out the company account, and I was left with $8.70 to my name. And I got evicted out of my apartment that I was renting through the business, and I ended up sleeping on my friend's couch.
Hello and welcome to the Daniela Baumann Show. I'm so excited that you're joining us today. My guest is Regan Hillyer, an incredible, inspiring entrepreneur and motivational speaker who helps countless people on their journey to self-realization. Today, we will explore her journey and dive into the profound insights she's gained along the way. Regan will share how we can manifest our dreams and the steps needed to overcome obstacles. So sit back, enjoy the episode, and remember, your feedback is important to us. If you like the podcast, please give our YouTube channel a thumbs up and let us know your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to hear from you. Now, let's start. Hello, Regan. How are you, my dear?
Hi, I'm so good. Thank you for having
Wow,
me.
I'm so excited. I remember when I met you the first time, we were speaking on the Gladiator Summit. Wow, and I love it. I love your energy. I love how you talk. I love the topic, manifestation. I really fall in love, and I love to dive deep today that our audience have a lot of things to get out of this. And my question, you talk a lot about manifestation. What does that mean to you personally, and how has it changed your life?
Yes, well, manifestation means a lot to me personally, and it's completely changed my life. Manifestation to me is the process of taking something that is a dream or a vision or a prayer and then translating it and anchoring it into your life and into the physical, into matter, where you can say, oh, it's no longer a vision, it's actually here right now. So the process of manifestation and my manifestation tools and techniques I've used to really shape my life for over 15 years now, to apply these processes in every area of my life to show people really that you can create a life of abundance where you get to have it all.
Wow, but my question, did you manifest everything?
I believe I did. Yeah. I believe I did because sometimes even if something shows up in our life that's amazing, that was maybe is unexpected, that we didn't ask for, if we're doing the work where we're coming into alignment with always asking for the highest outcome, always asking for the highest expression of the highest frequency, often I manifest in a way where I say, okay, let me connect with the intention of my highest self, the manifestations of my highest self, and I don't even know what they are. But I'm manifesting from that energy, and then all of a sudden, bam, 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 magic appears in my life, which is maybe unexpected to the mind, but at a soul level, I asked for it.
Wow, but I think in the beginning, a lot of people have problems with manifestation. Did you have the same problems, that it doesn't work?
Yeah, a lot of people do think manifestation doesn't work and that it can work and then it can't work, or it's quite woo-woo, or it's airy-fairy. And the thing is, once you understand that manifestation is based on science, you start realizing that, oh, hang on, this isn't some woo-woo, just create a vision board and hope it comes true situation. Like, this is actual science. And, you've seen my stage talks. Everything I do is grounded by quantum physics and science, and actually using practical tools and techniques that work. Now, the problem in this industry is there's a lot of people preaching and teaching about manifestation, and they're teaching things that are not backed by science, and they don't work all the time. And they work for some people and then sometimes not. And that's what gives this industry a little bit of a bad rep and a bad name.
Yeah.
Like even the movie The Secret, for example, is amazing and impacted me and really opened my eyes to, whoa, what is possible? There's a secret that I can create something amazing in my life, but it's also limiting. And it also doesn't give people the full spectrum of really how to manifest.
It's very interesting, while The Secret was the first book what I read about manifestation, but at the end, I missed something. and I miss the emotion part. I miss the feeling. And I think this was a big problem in the beginning. Okay, you can visualization all the time. You can think about you have it already, but you need to feel it.
Yeah.
Is this right? This is so important.
Yeah. The secret says our thoughts become things, and that's true, but it's only one tiny part of it. This is why many people think they watch The Secret. Oh no, I had a bad thought. Now I'm going to manifest something bad, right? And not necessarily, because there's so many other layers to it. And you're right. We're frequency beings. We're energetic beings. We're feeling beings. And if someone's thinking positive, or they're writing out all day, I want to manifest this and this and this and this and this, but they don't feel it, they're not going to manifest it. Whereas someone could write out one sentence, close their eyes, and really feel that it's here right now, it's going to show up.
But sometimes it's not easy. When you are struggling in life, for people. I remember when I was single mother with 2 children. It was like 2008. And it was so interesting. I don't have any idea about manifestation at this time. But my dream was to have an apartment in Miami. And I remember every day when I go to bed, I see myself walking in the apartment, looking outside from the terrace, see a beautiful view like the ocean. But I was struggling in this life. But I was really like, what I can say, I see my dream in front of me. Yeah. And 5 years later, I opened the apartment in Miami South Beach. My biggest dream. But not every kind, or not every people or every human can manifest in this when they are struggling. What advice you can give them?
Yeah, so what most people are doing is they're at now, they're in today, they're in their current reality. Yeah. And they are often unconsciously creating their future based off a past that's not even real. So what they're doing is they're at now, and they're saying, I'm struggling right now. Everything's really hard. In the past, I had challenges with money. I had challenges with love and relationships, whatever it is. And they're saying, well, that's just who I am. That's my current reality. And without knowing it, they're copy pasting that into their future. Wow. So they're taking those emotions, they're taking all that energetic information, and they're literally going copy paste, and they're repeating the same reality, creating a future based off their past. Wow. But what people need to do is realize where they're at now. We don't want to be in denial with that. Okay, this is my current reality, and that has absolutely no relevance to where I'm going. That has absolutely no relevance to my future. My now is an accumulation of all my past decisions and beliefs and things I did do and didn't do. But my future, I can change that at any moment. Every second is a second chance to completely rewrite the story. So when you disconnect from that, you know where you're at, but you disconnect and you say, you know what, now I'm going to manifest something completely different. And you release yourself from the current suffering and the struggle that you're going through, and you say, okay, that's going on, but I'm going to choose to instead feel that this is abundant right now. I'm going to feel the feeling that this is easy. I'm going to feel the feeling that the suffering is gone and I feel amazing. I feel calm. I feel at ease. And all of a sudden, we're now copy pasting that new information into the future, which starts getting created.
Yeah, what is very helpful? Meditation to come in this moment and this calm?
Yeah, meditation can help to do that. I love using the process of what I call activation. So my method that I use for manifestation is called the energetic architecture method. And
how it looks like?
Yeah, so it's a little different to meditation. People might think it's similar because it's guided, but when you're meditating, you're actually dropping into a deep state. You might almost feel sleepy, like you're very, very, very relaxed. And generally someone leading it is talking very slow. If you've heard my activations, they're the opposite. They're actually very fast. Wow. I'm talking very fast. It's not about putting you in a state of meditation. It's about using this method to activate what's dormant in your system. So I use the mind as a crystalline computer to go in and update the energetic information so the person's system can return back to its natural state. So we can remember who we are. Because who are we? We're a soul at the end of the day. And what is our soul? Our soul is pure light. Our soul is abundance. Our soul is peace. Our soul is harmony. Our soul is tranquility. All of these things, right? Our soul is not suffering out there somewhere. No, our soul is abundance, right? Our soul is pure love. And so when we remember our essence and we return back to who we are, these activations can really help us come into these new states of consciousness.
Wow, amazing. I like to try it.
Yes, of course. I have many online. If you put my name in
Where we
YouTube,
can
there's
found it
many for
online.
free. Yeah,
Wow,
absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing. I love it. It's something else, Normally you do meditation or breath work, of course, to come in this calm. But with this activation, sounds very interesting. My second question is, your work focused on helping others manifest their dreams. Can you share a success story from someone who worked with that really touched your heart?
My goodness, there's so many. I don't know which one to choose right now. I mean, one that's really beautiful is my client, who was a one-on-one client with me. Her name's Robin. And so she grew up in New Zealand, and she started working with me, I think, probably 12 years ago. She became a private client, and she was in a corporate banking job, very high up the corporate ladder for about 20 years. And she started working with me. And then as we went under the layers, she started realizing, hang on, I don't like my job at all. I'm completely unfulfilled. I have no idea what my purpose is. Yeah, I'm making money, but not the money that I really want to make. And by the way, I'm in a relationship that doesn't serve me, right? So we started seeing all of this all at the same time, and started shifting and clearing all these pieces out of her life. And she very quickly catapulted into a completely new reality. She left that job. She started her own business and exited out of that relationship. And she was actually so amazing that as a part of her consultancy, I actually ended up hiring her. And she's a part of my team now. She's been a part of my team for over 10 years, whilst running her own companies on the side. Now she's in a really beautiful relationship. She lives in Bali now and travels all around the world. So there's so many stories like
amazing.
this. Yeah.
Is there a lot of women who ask, how I can manifest the perfect man?
Yeah, there is. There's a lot.
And what do you say to them?
I say it's absolutely possible.
It's
possible. You can apply manifestation tools and techniques to any area of your life, including your love life. And, one of my first companies before I started out online, I was running a dating education company. So, I was actually helping women find, attract, and keep their ideal man. And, everyone thought that I was, giving dating tips and things like that. Here's what you say. Here's how you dress. It was none of that. It was all, how do you manifest it from the inside out? Who do you get to become as a woman in order to magnetize that quality of man towards you? What does it look like from the inside to be a high value woman? And how do you then go into everything that's blocking you, all the fears and the stories and the doubt, and clear that out to raise your frequency to then match to the partner that you're looking to call in?
But this is right. You have to become first the person.
Yeah.
It's not like that you are totally unperfect and you like to have the perfect man. I think this doesn't work.
It doesn't
work.
First,
you have to work on yourself.
Of course.
And when you like to have a man who do a sport and everything, all these kind of things, of course, work first on yourself.
Absolutely.
And this is very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was so interesting. Before I met my husband, Fabrice, I had relationships after me, toxic relationships. And, I come to this point, I was telling to myself, you know what? The next man have to be perfect as I am.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
And otherwise I stay single.
Yeah.
I told to myself, otherwise I stay happy single.
Yeah.
Life as a single today can be also beautiful.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks later, he was standing in front of me.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was so interesting. And we are like, he's my soulmate.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe some people are asking, what is soulmate? Soulmate is, for myself, when we think to the same time, the same. It means like, I say something and he say, oh my God, I was thinking the same in the second. And we have this so many times.
Yeah.
So many times. And I think, I understand so many women today are in a relationship and they're unhappy.
Yeah.
And I remember on myself, I was like 5 years, always 5 years. 5 years was always the point.
Right.
But after 2 years, I know it. I know it that he
Yeah.
is not the right one.
Yeah.
And that's why today, in my age, I can tell to all the ladies, of course, when you are not happy in your life,
Yeah.
stay for yourself. And this is for me most important. Don't jump right away in the next relationship.
Absolutely.
Take time for yourself. And
Yeah.
the beautiful thing is always when you are by yourself, for me, it was the mostly time I grow in life.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so
Yes.
important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What are the most common fears or doubts you notice, and how do you help them overcome this when people have all these doubts and fears?
Yeah, there's many. One of the ones that often comes up with manifestation is I don't know how I'm going to do it. They think,
Of course.
yeah, well, this is really big. I want to make all this money. I want to manifest a love life like this, but where am I going to meet them? How am I going to make that money? What is it? Right? And so with that, it's really important to realize that that's just your mind trying to control everything.
Mm-hmm.
So what really helps is that if people sit down and do what I call a how dump, it's like a purge where you get your journal or your computer and just write out all the ways it could happen.
Yeah.
Well, could happen like this or like that or like this or like that, and keep going until it's like, okay, and your system really realizes, okay, I let it go. It could happen anyway, right? And it's going to happen in a way that you don't expect, most likely.
Yeah.
When you've manifested something amazing, if you track it back, you're like, that wouldn't have happened unless I went to that event, unless I listened to that person who introduced me to that podcast, and I heard that thing on that podcast, which led me to move to that country. And you track it back and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
I couldn't have even tried to join that up myself, right?
But you are right. But when someone asks you how I start, what I have to do, how I start, what is the right way?
I say you need to do your inner work first.
Okay. It
right?
means like?
Huh?
It means like?
It means you've got to go in and firstly, this is the 80%, right? You've got to get clear on your internal game. So you need to get clear on your vision. You need to expand your capacity to receive. You need to clear the blocks and limitations. You need to anchor in the higher version of yourself, and then you take action.
Wow.
And you do this.
You have to do a lot of work before
yes.
on yourself.
Well, even during, you can still be taking action whilst you're doing this inner work, but you need to be doing this constantly, because then when you take action, when you do something, when you say, okay, here's how this could happen, let me call this person, start this company, write the book, do the thing, you're doing it from a place where your inner world is recalibrated, not from these places of these doubts and fears and how's it going to happen,
Yeah, but you know what is interesting? Some people, they say, one day you come to this point, you don't have to do anything. Is this
I'd love
true?
to meet those people.
Yeah. Is this true? I hear this. You come to this point, to this level in life, you don't have to manifest it. Everything comes right away. But I think for myself, you have to do something.
Yeah, you really do. And like I said, I'd love to meet the people that do nothing and just create everything.
I think there are a lot of people out there, they say, oh, only think about, only wish it comes from alone. No, I think you have to do something.
You do.
When you like to become maybe a successful speaker, you have to work on your skills.
For sure. Absolutely.
You have to go out, that you have the possibility to speak on stages.
Yeah, you must actually participate in the manifestation process.
Yeah.
This is a co-creation. It's hard because we live in this world of instant gratification. We go home, we open our phone, we click an app, and we have something at our door in 20 minutes. So we think manifestation's the same. Oh, I placed the order. Like, where is it?
Yeah.
Right? But you have to actually do something,
Yes.
Even to get that thing at your door, you had to open the app and you had to click the buttons. You had to pay for it, right?
Yeah. Is this also important that you first feel self-love? Is this an important point
For
before
sure.
you manifest, that you feel self-love?
You've got to feel deserving and worthy of it. Because if you don't feel that you are deserving and worthy, you won't be able to feel like you have it right now, and then you'll push it away from you.
But you know what is interesting? No one speak about this work before. They share only, you can manifest this, but so less people tell you exactly, work first on yourself.
Yeah.
Before you manifest, become first your best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And I think this is missed.
It is missed. And the thing is, our external reality is an illusion, and it's always a direct reflection of exactly what's going on internally. So everything we do and don't have, everything we manifested and didn't manifest right now is a reflection of what's going on inside. And that can be really hard for people to hear.
Yeah.
I know for me, for example, 15 years ago, I was in a really abusive, intimate relationship for 4 years. And I spent the last 2 years of that just trying to get out of it. But when I finally got out of it, it would have been so easy for me to be like, he was an abuser. He was a horrible man.
Yeah.
This is so bad. I'm the victim. Poor me. Yes, he was not the best man in the world. But what was it within me that attracted that?
Yes.
How did I tolerate that for so long?
Yeah.
Where was my level of self-love to put myself continuously in those situations? I learned so much. He was such a great teacher because I got to see so much of myself, and I got to raise up my level of self-love and self-worth, where I got to a place where I was like, I will never tolerate being treated like that ever again. I got to learn from that.
Me also.
I know.
Oh my God. When I look back, I was thinking, oh my God, how I can stand so many years longer. And why?
And why?
Yeah.
And if we don't learn why, we repeat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. But the older I get, the more I learn. You know, of course, you never will do this mistake again. But what you say before, you learn so many things out of this. But always, when I look back, I think for myself, oh, I was a different person.
Yeah.
Did you have these times when you look back, or sometimes these pictures comes up on Facebook?
Yeah.
Today a picture comes up 5 years ago, and I look myself and I say, oh my God, this is not me anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
You have the same?
I have exactly the same.
And
I love those past versions of me too.
Course,
you know, it's like I love seeing those photos and being like, oh, honey. you know?
And I have also these moments where I think, oh my God, I grow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For sure.
I grow, and this is so important, you know. So many people are standing in the same mindset, you know. They don't grow.
Yeah.
They stand the same. But when you look back and see, wow, I become another person, then you realize, oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important. For me, it's also very important. Sometimes you forget, you know, when you have goals.
Yeah.
For me, today, I write everything down every evening about the day, how I feel, how I grow. And then or when I reach a goal, a little goal, I write it down. And I think this is very important, you know, that you remember, oh my God, I grow. Yeah, otherwise you forget, you know, little goals, the big goals, of course. Yeah. But the little goals, that's why I think in the start of the new year, now 2025, it's important. Yeah, you write it down every day, and then you see the result.
Yeah.
And coming to the mindset is a significant theme. Do you have personal rituals or practice that help you maintain a positive state of mind?
Sure, yeah. So I have a lot of different tools and modalities that I pull
Share
from.
it.
Yeah. So the thing that always kicks me off is the first thing in the morning when I wake up and, you know, you come into that space where you realize like, oh, I'm in bed. I have a body. I'm awake. Where am I? Right? In that moment, I always connect with my soul and I ask, what does my soul desire right now? And I listen to that. And sometimes that's staying in bed to rest for another 20 minutes or so. Sometimes that's visualizing how my day's going to go, right? Wow. Sometimes that's getting up right away and going straight to the gym and lifting weights and listening to loud music, right? Sometimes that's chanting. Sometimes that's meditation or activation. Like sometimes it's like getting up and feeling, oh, my body's kind of tight. Let me stretch and focus on what I'm manifesting, but open up more space in my body, you know? Yeah. So it's different every single day and there's different tools, but the thing is that I'm always doing this in connection with my soul and always listening. Yeah.
That is amazing. It's not like that you have every day the same routine.
No, never.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's how you feel.
It's how I feel and it's connecting into that soul frequency because I want to be living from the energy of my soul. Mm-hmm. I want to be making choices each day from the decision of my soul. I want to come to a conversation like this and have people feel my soul, you know, not have a pre-constructed like, okay, it has to be like this, right? So I used to be like, oh, you know, I've got to do these 5 things every single morning. This is my success ritual and all this stuff. And then I realized like, you know, I'm a little limited by that structure. I'm not really listening.
It's very interesting, you know, that you hear first what your soul needs. Yes. And of course, what your body needs.
Exactly. All of it,
I think it's so important that you feel grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I remember when I was younger, I wake up, I take my phone, you know.
Yeah.
And today, first of all, I take time for myself before I take time for the world.
Yeah, it's
And
important.
what you say is very interesting, that you don't have this, okay, I stand up, I do my meditation, I do my breath work, I do my affirmation, that you really feel what your body needs
Yeah,
and what
yeah,
your soul
yeah.
needs.
Super important. Yeah.
And what about in the evening?
It's the same, you know. I'm always at the end of the day winding down, and again, okay, what's my rhythm right now? What does my soul need to wind down, to come into rest and relaxation? Is there anything to learn from today? I always reflect back, and yeah, it's the same process, really. Now I think about it, and always listening to that, and sometimes that might be like 2 hours of a wind down, and sometimes it might be like 10 minutes and straight into bed, you know, depending on the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have also moments where you feel stressed? Like today you had 4 interviews. You had a seminar in the morning, like a workshop.
Right. Yeah.
And after 4 interviews, did you have also this moment for our audience that you feel like, oh my God, I'm stressed?
You know, I don't feel, I have stressful moments sometimes. Today, someone would say, this has been a stressful day. It's been back to back to back. But I've trained myself how to react to a stress response.
Yeah,
so
and how you react.
Yeah, so I don't really know. To answer your question, I haven't felt stressed today.
Okay.
Should I have felt stressed? Probably. Today has been a full-on big 12-hour successful, very stressful day, if I was to allow it to be successful. Stressful, rather, right? Stressful, successful. Well, see, I can't even say the word stress properly, right? But I have trained my system to function under pressure. And I've trained my system to find calm and peace in a stress response. Okay. And so there's many ways you can do this. You know, a good example is some people know about ice plunges and ice baths, right? Where you plunge yourself into freezing cold water, which is
very popular.
Yeah, exactly. It's a common thing to do now. Now, usually when people jump into an ice bath the first time, the body goes, oh my God, it's cold, and it goes into panic. I want to get out of here. That's the stress response, right?
Yes.
And it shows you actually, here's how you handle stress. This is your unconscious response to a stressful scenario.
Okay.
So what you want to do instead is you want to, in this example, go into the ice and find the middle point. Find the center. Even if the mind goes, it's cold. Okay, go beyond the mind. Even if the body goes, it hurts, I want to get out. Okay. Can I find the peace in the stress? And then when you do, you don't want to get out of the ice. You're like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you're like, this feels like I'm meditating. Everyone's like, aren't you cold? No, I feel amazing. And all of a sudden you've trained your system to be in the eye of the hurricane. The hurricane's still going on, but you're in the eye of it and you're calm and you're still. So today I've felt very calm, very still. You saw me in the car. I was like, okay, I've replied to some messages, but I'm not stressed. I'm good. I'm chatting away to you. We had a great car ride. Like, everything's good. Yeah. My body's a little tired. You know, I finished the event with Mind Valley and had 4 hours sleep, so I'm used to 8. I'm just like, oh, what happened?
You look amazing for 4 hours.
You're very kind. I have makeup on. You know what I mean? I've trained my body and my mind and my soul to function under pressure and to not just survive the stress, but to find the bliss in it. Yes. To find the joy in it. Yeah. And I think as a high achiever and a high performer, if you don't do that, you are going to feel stress and you live a life where you're stressed about things, but I don't want to live a stressed life. Yes. But I might have stressful situations.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that you are aware in this moment. I think the problem is what a lot of people do when they're stressed. Of course, they drink, they do other bad things. They try to take time for Netflix more than for themselves. Yeah. But in this moment, under the day, okay, when you feel like, okay, I had 2 interviews, I have to jump now to the next 2 interviews, then I understand, or that our audience understand it better, then I think, breathe in, breathe out, and feel like, what you talk to yourself.
The easiest way is to find your breath. You're right. Okay. So, and notice how you're breathing. So when I tell people, take a deep breath, many people, right? They breathe in their mouth and their chest expands and goes up. We should be breathing from our diaphragm and in our mouth. And in our nose, and then out our mouth. Right? Already. Like I won't go to sleep. It feels amazing. Like our whole lower body should expand with a deep breath in through our nose. And the sound can really help as well. And if you do that 3 times, all of a sudden, like, oh, okay, not so stressed anymore. The world's still chaotic. I'm still in the situation, but I've found my center, right? And then you can notice the thoughts. Oh no, creating the stress and the mental programs, and just tag them as thoughts, tag them as programs, and see them as clouds just floating by.
Oh, this is interesting,
Yeah, so you're not trying to get rid of them even. You're just observing them. Oh, my mind's going crazy. Not I'm going crazy. My mind is going a little bit crazy. The mind is going a little crazy. Interesting, right?
Yeah, you know what is interesting when you start to control your thoughts or what you think about? When I look back in the past, I never have done or never control my thoughts or never think about what I think. But today, when you start to be aware what you think about, it's so much easier. Why you can talk to yourself and say, why I think this in a moment.
Yeah.
Why?
Where did it come from?
Where did it come from?
And also, whose thought is this? Sometimes it's not even our thought.
It's not our thought.
No.
Yeah. It comes from something else.
Yeah.
Or in the morning, sometimes you have stand up and you feel like, there's something not good.
Yeah.
But this has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. We can absorb other people's thoughts, other people's energies as well. And often if I feel like that, the first thing I ask is this mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good question.
And if it's not mine, all right, cool. It's not mine, but it's my responsibility to now deal with it because it's in me. How I get it out, right?
Yeah. Very good advice. Can you share a story from your life that has particularly shaped you and might inspire our listeners?
In what respect? Which story?
Anyway, personal life, business life, a story.
Sure. Well, let's see. One of my first companies that I started before I was online, even before I had the dating and seminar company, was I set up a drug and alcohol rehab in New Zealand, and I was helping people, naturally come out of addiction. And we were working with therapy and hypnotherapy and vitamin C and natural therapies. And it was going really well in New Zealand. So I moved over to Australia to expand out that company. And long story short, I found myself in a very unhealthy business partner relationship.
Oh.
And my business partner overnight wiped out the company account. And I was left with $8.70 to my name. And I got evicted out of my apartment that I was renting through the business. And I ended up sleeping on my friend's couch. And he was paying for my food. And I had a moment where I was like, I need to find a way to just create some financial stability, because right now I feel like I don't trust myself with money, with business. I was 22 at the time. Wow. And I felt like I didn't want to tell any of my friends or family because everyone would turn around and say, told you so, right?
Yes.
And so I thought to myself, all right, I'm going to get a job. And this was the first time in my life I was going to get a job. I'd been a solopreneur, just working out how to make money the rest of the time. And I thought to myself, okay, well, I want to do something that I love a little bit. So I'd been going to a lot of seminars in the personal development industry and wealth creation events. So I called one of these companies and I rang them and I said, I would love to come and work for you guys. I've been at your events. I'll do anything in the company. I'm a hard worker. And the lady on the phone, her name was Lou. She said, well, that's really sweet, honey, but we're not hiring right now. Sorry. And I said, wait. And these words came out of my mouth. I said, just give me 1 month. I'll work for free. And if I'm good, you can keep me.
Wow.
And she's like, okay. She's like, you can come in tomorrow.
Wow.
All right. So I went back to my friend. I was sleeping on his couch and I was like, could I borrow some money for a month for my food? Just give me a month and I promise I can pay you afterwards. He's like, okay. So I go in the next day to the office and I'm like, okay, what am I going to be doing? Do you want me to work in the media department? Maybe I could be in marketing. And she's like, honey, you're on the phone. And so she sits me down the phone. I'm like, okay, great. So I'm doing sales. And she's like, no, you're not a salesperson. She's like, you'll be an appointment setter. Here's 300 people.
Wow.
and their phone numbers. You need to call them cold, and you need to set appointments for the salespeople.
Oh my God. Oh.
And if you manage to book an appointment, we'll give you $20. And so,
Wow.
so I'm working very low commission only, cold calling. And I went home that night and I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to be the best salesperson in this company within a month. And I knew that I knew enough then to knew that I wasn't going to learn that through any sort of strategy. I knew that I had to use all my tools to be that version of myself from the inside out first. So I went to work on that, and I was the top salesperson in the company within that month. And they kept me. And I renegotiated my contract, and I renegotiated my commission percentages, and I said I want to work from home and come and go, and I changed everything. And in about 3 to 4 months, I was making a substantial amount of money through this company. And I also moved into selling real estate with higher commissions. And I was moving through this company and learning a lot. And at the same time, I was watching what was and wasn't working in this company. I was learning so much. And with all my internal pieces, I started thinking, you know what? I want to start teaching how I did this in the sales role, but I can apply this to anything. I could apply this to dating,
of course,
to money, anything. So that's when I started the offline education company. Wow. And I started teaching women how to find, attract, and keep their ideal man. And there hit a point about 8 months later when I was in that job that I was making more money through the company than I was with the high commission. So I ended up leaving the job and focusing on that company. And then that's where I made my first $1 million. It was through the dating education. And I was 23 years old at the time.
It was interesting, but you start for free the first months. You know, sometimes I think people like to stay always safe. You know, they don't go out from the comfort zone.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to serve.
You must.
You have to give something for free.
Yeah.
And you learn so much things, and later you make your money by yourself more than you expect.
Totally. And look, even when I started out in the coaching industry, you know, I never set out to become a coach. I never thought, oh, I'd love to coach people one-on-one. This would be a great thing to do. Never. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know people did that. But I was working on me, and I was changing my life, and people were watching me, and they noticed things starting to change. And they were saying, Regan, how'd you do this? How'd you that? How'd you start that company? How'd you make money? You look healthier. What are you doing? And so I started sharing all my internal practices, all these manifestation tools with them. And the weirdest thing happened. Many of them started coming back, and some of them were crying. Some of them were saying, you know, you've changed my life so much.
Wow,
like,
so
thank you so
beautiful.
much. Yeah, but I was helping them totally for free. I wasn't charging them anything.
Wow.
Right? And then I felt this feeling in my stomach. I'm like, what's this feeling? And then I realized, oh, this is what purpose feels like.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do more of this. I never set out going, I want to make so much money. I was like, I want to feel more of this feeling.
Yes.
I want to feel purpose. I want to serve more. I want to help people. And then that's when I created my first one-on-one coaching package. And this is interesting. So I created a 12-week package, right? That was 12 weeks of coaching with me. And I would spend 2 hours on the phone doing, you know, hypnosis and NLP and all these practices that I was using at the time. And I charged for the entire 12 weeks $300.
Wow.
For the entire 12 weeks. It's like below minimum wage. A lot of work, below minimum wage.
Yes.
And honestly, that was the best $300 I've ever made in my life. Like the first person that bought that 12-week container, I was like, this is amazing. Someone's paid me for these 12 weeks, $300. This is amazing. And so then there was another person, and people started getting results, and people started sending their friends. And I wasn't online. I wasn't doing any marketing. It was totally word of mouth. And I hit a point where I was like 12, 15 hours a day on the phone, back to back on these $300 packages. And that's when I was like, I think I need to charge a little more. I need to change something.
But how was the shift then?
Hard. It was really hard. I thought, okay, I think I need to charge $500 for these 12 weeks. And I was so scared. I had all of these beliefs. Well, if I increase my prices, no one will pay.
But this is very interesting now.
Yeah.
How you overcome this.
I did the internal work. I looked at those blocks. I rewrote the story. I chose to no longer tolerate it. I adjusted my vision. I expanded into the next level.
Yeah,
I used
but
all
I think
these
for
tools.
the most of people, it's a problem. They always think they have so much quality. They give so much passion out and everything, wisdom. And when it comes to to what I can say, that you put your price higher,
Yeah.
they feel scary about it.
Yeah. And that's your own internal block and limitation.
It's your own block. Is this a money block, or
Yeah.
what is the problem?
It's a money block and a self-belief block, because you
Okay.
don't believe that
And
you're
how you can
deserving and
handle
worthy.
it? How you can overcome?
You need to see it, then you need to rewrite the story. So instead of, oh my God, no, I can't do that, I choose to believe that I'm deserving and worthy of charging this much. I choose to believe that my clients are always so happy to pay this amount and pay in
Yes.
full
Yeah.
because they get such phenomenal results. I choose to
Yes.
believe that my clients always get at least 10 times the amount of value from what I'm actually charging.
Wow.
I choose to believe that it feels so good and easy to charge this amount. You know, to work with me for 12 months now, it's $1 million investment. So imagine I went from a $300 package to charging over $1 million a year, right? But that's where I started, and I was so scared to move from 300 to 500.
But who inspires you in this moment? Did you go to a coach? Did you have a mentor? Who inspires you?
I've had many coaches, many mentors. I've worked with so many people. I've invested over $1 million in my own coaching and education as well.
What mentors?
So many people. I mean, I've worked with Lisa Nichols, who has just helped me so much.
Wow.
Yes, with my speaking and my delivery, but also who I am as a woman. Like, she poured so much belief into me.
Wow.
Yeah, no, she is amazing.
She speaks from the heart, from the soul.
Totally.
She speaks from the heart.
I worked with Neil Donald Welsh, for example, who also wrote Conversations with God. Vishen Lakiani has been an amazing mentor of mine. There are so many people.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course. And many people who names you wouldn't even recognize, like my astrologer that still helps me with sessions today, and my amazing mentor, Michelle, who helps me with my money mindset. Like, I have a huge team of coaches and help and support. And you know, yes, I'm self-made in terms of that term, that nothing was handed to me, but I'm also not, because I'm made and birthed by all of these people that have poured into me for so many years.
You think it's important?
Super important.
To have a
if you want to go fast.
Have a coach, You know, otherwise you're stuck. I think it's not easy that you get all the things, the wisdom what they have. For yourself, you need to have someone who guides you.
It's an accelerator. Like, the fastest way to go from where you're at to where you desire to be is find someone who can help you close that gap.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I think for our audience, it's so important sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
You have value, you have everything, and then you feel scary about the price. I think a lot of women have the problem.
Yeah.
And then the men, you know, they take everything cool, you know. But women, they have always a problem. But when it comes to money, you know, and that's why I think when you have this problem at home, take a coach.
Totally.
About his
super
expertise.
Important,
How do you see the future of personal development in the digital age? What can we expect?
I'm excited by it. You know, there's a lot going on with social media and with AI as well. I think that we're stepping into a realm where people will turn to social media and technology and platforms for answers and solutions, even more so than, for example, sitting down one-on-one with a traditional therapist or something like that. We're in the day and age where we're even seeing amazing therapists and teachers and healers coming into AI, cloning some of their intelligence. And making it more accessible to people and building scalable leverage around that. So I see it as a win-win, I think, for leaders, teachers, healers, coaches that are wanting to step into this space. Now's the time, and you can have a bigger impact and you can help more people with less of your life force energy required, less of your time required as well. And then for people wanting to receive all of that, it's going to be easier for you to access that. So I think it's all going in a very exciting direction.
I think it starts with a clone. We saw it in the Mind Valley. You can have your own clone. It's so interesting.
Totally.
But sometimes also a little bit scary.
It can be. So, you know, always with technology, there's a little bit of fear, and it's the fear of the unknown. And it's never the tech. It's never the tool. It's always whose hands are on the tech and whose hands are on the tool. So AI is a great example. It can be used to completely destroy the world or to completely change and upgrade the world. So my prayer is that if, you know, leaders, teachers, coaches, healers, therapists are utilizing this technology, that they do that with pure intention and they do that with a good heart. And if they do, we're going to create a lot of change together.
Of course. When I look back, for the older generation, it was very hard with the iPhone.
Yeah, exactly.
Every part of your life, it's something new, but you have to go with the flow.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
an
don't
evolution.
say, "Oh, this is nothing for me." You have to try. You have to find out.
It's happening anyway.
Yeah.
So you can't resist it or deny it or just be like, oh, I'm not a part of it.
Yes, you're right. We come to the end. Oh my God, the time is flying. To wrap up, could you guide us through a short meditation or manifestation experience? I think that would be amazing takeaway for our listeners.
Sure. How long would you like this to be,
I think 5 minutes will be fine.
Okay, sure. Yeah, of course,
I'm
amazing.
so excited.
Okay, so we'll use my method, the energetic architecture method, and this will be a closed eye process. So it's nothing you need to know or do and no prior experience required. And all you need to do is focus on one intention. So one thing that you're looking to anchor into your life and manifest, and then when do you want that to manifest by? That's all you need to know.
We need to know until when, the date?
On or before. Wow. So you might say on or before 31st of March, on or before 1st of October, okay? And make sure that what you want is really clear and specific. So not just like more money, like how much, right?
Okay.
Ready?
Let's go. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes and allow yourself to drop into this moment right now, seated or lying in a comfortable position, as you turn even deeper inwards. And as you ground into this intention and allow yourself to be present with this intention, go ahead and gently allow a red laser beam to shoot down from your tailbone, anchoring you into the crystalline core of the earth, and simultaneously allowing a golden laser beam of light to shoot up through your crown, connecting you now to your unique soul star, allowing you to be guided, grounded, present, protected, and supported. Heaven on earth embodied right here, right now, as you surround yourself with a ball of golden white light, and decree and declare that any states, frequencies, emotions that are not yours and not at the highest gently drop, dissolve, shift, and clear, alchemizing out of your system and out of your field, allowing your field to return back now to its natural state of purity, its natural state of abundance, its natural state of embodying your intention. That's it. Now go ahead and allow yourself right now, as you tune into your intention, to pull up a movie screen in front of you. You may see it, you may feel it. You may just simply know that this movie screen or TV screen is right there. Either way is perfect. Now, as you draw your awareness to the screen, you notice there's a movie playing on the screen, and as you watch the movie, you notice that this is a movie of you having just manifested your intention right here, right now. So go ahead and watch this movie and simply notice what's going on, who's around you, and how good does it feel to be you having just manifested your intention in the movie screen right now? That's right. So as you continue to witness yourself having just manifested this intention, you notice that a dial has appeared on the side of the screen. And as you reach out to play with this dial, go ahead and gently turn it up, and as you do so, you notice that you are altering the brightness of the movie. So go ahead and turn the dial up, all the way up, until it is totally bright, white light. And now go ahead and turn the brightness down, all the way down, until all the light is out of the movie and it's pitch black. And now go ahead and turn the brightness up, all the way up, so it's somewhere in the middle, exactly as it's meant to be, as you continue to witness yourself having just manifested your intention in the movie screen right now. Good. And go ahead and allow yourself to notice a second dial has appeared. And as you gently turn this one up, you notice that you're altering the volume of the movie. Everything that's going on, all the sounds in the movie, and also everything you're saying in your own head, go ahead and turn it up. That's it. Turn it up, until it's running at full volume. And now go ahead and turn the volume down, all the way down, taking all the sound out of the movie and no sound. And now go ahead, turn it all the way up. Turn the volume up until it's somewhere in the middle, absolutely perfect, exactly how it's meant to be, as you continue to witness yourself in the movie screen right here, right now. Good. A third and final dial has appeared. And this one's a little different because we're only going to turn it up. And as you gently begin to turn up this dial, you notice that you're feeling how good it feels to be you in the movie right now. And whatever that state and that feeling is of how good that feels, go ahead and now turn that feeling up. That's it. Turn the dial up and turn it all the way up, 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 until it's running at full feeling, vibrating through every single cell of your being. And just when this feeling of how good it feels to be you in the movie screen can't get any stronger, go ahead and double that feeling. Let it rush through every single cell of your being. And then go ahead and triple it. Let it vibrate and oscillate, ground and stabilize through your system right here, right now. That's it. Now, keeping this state, this vibration, and this frequency, now go ahead and jump into yourself in the movie. So now you're in the movie and you're breathing through your own lungs. That's it. Seeing everything through your own eyes, hearing everything through your own ears, and allow yourself to feel how good it feels to be you walking around this movie right here, right now. That's it. And now go ahead and adjust the movie, change anything that's going on in there to make it absolutely perfect, absolutely divine, as you continue to breathe your life force energy into this movie right here, right now. That's it. Now, keeping this state, this vibration, and this frequency, go ahead and now pop out of the movie. So once again, you're witnessing yourself having just manifested your intention. Good. And keeping this state and this vibration and this frequency, go ahead and now hold that movie screen out in front of you in your hands. You can do this physically in front of you or in your mind's eye. Either way is perfect. Go ahead and hold your hands out and allow yourself to feel the vibration and the frequency of the movie screen vibrating in your hands right now. Take that screen with you and go ahead and now float up above now. That's it. Floating all the way up, up, up. And take the movie screen with you and turn your focus to your future. Good. And now float all the way out into your future. Floating all the way out, 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 until you are at the specific moment in time that you decree and declare that this manifestation, this dream, this prayer, this intention will be done on or before this specific date. That's it. So now hovering just above this event, just before the event, go ahead and now drop the movie screen down, allowing it to sink down, drop down, float down, all the way down, 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 until it locks into place, anchors, grounds, solidifies, settles, grows roots. That's it. Now from this perspective, hovering just above this event, just before this event, looking down on this event, across every single realm, reality, and dimension at a soul level, go ahead and now simply choose that. Choose that with every single cell of your being. It is done. It is done. It is done. That's right. Good. And with such a feeling of love and gratitude, go ahead and allow yourself to gently now float all the way back to now, until you're coming all the way back to now, only as quickly as you can. Stop and notice all the events shift and recalibrate themselves in light of your new manifestation. Go ahead and notice the version of you that you brought to the altar of life in order to be the version of you that walks and talks and thinks and acts and embodies the vibrational frequency of this manifestation that is now manifested. That's it. Go ahead and notice your capacity to expand, your capacity to receive, your capacity to go in and alchemize and shift and clear any fears, doubts, blocks, and limits, anything that's holding you back. That's it. Go ahead and notice the action that you took in your life in order to co-create and participate in this manifestation process. That's it. Good. So now continue to float all the way back to now, coming back down into now, back into the space, back into the room, back into your body, being aware of your breath, taking a big, deep breath into your belly. That's right. It is done. It is done. It is done. And from this deep remembrance and knowing that your manifestation is grounded, anchored, solidified, locked, and manifested out there in your future on or before the specific moment in time, we decree and declare that any upgrade, shifts, and deep layers of recalibration continue 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, until they're fully actualized, integrated, stabilized, embodied, and complete. And may they take place with total ease, total grace, and total flow. And so it is. As you allow yourself to gently come back fully now into your body, aware, present, grateful, with a deep vibrational knowing that it is done. from this place, go ahead and gently open your eyes.
Wow.
And welcome back.
Wow, this was amazing. This was amazing. Incredible. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
For sharing this with our audience. The moment when you jump in the movie, wow, it feels so...
It's good, right?
Natural.
Yeah, it feels amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Regan, for this amazing interview, that you take your time.
Yeah.
And also give something to our audience at the end. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. It's been a beautiful conversation. Thanks for holding the space.
Yeah, hopefully to have you back soon in
Yes,
Dubai.
Of course. I love it here.
That will be amazing. Thank you for
You're
everything.
welcome.
Wow, that was truly a deep and inspiring conversation with Regan. I hope you took away as much from this episode as I did. And remember, each of us has the power to change our lives and reach our dreams. And it all starts with us. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could like our YouTube channel and shape our thoughts in the comments, or your thoughts. What resonates with you the most? I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Have a great time.